That's right, Patrick Beverly. That's right, Timberwolves. Talk your shit. Let me say something. I've been upset since last night. I've been angry ever since the TNT postgame show. The most fun show in sports television. The TNT Inside the NBA show. Ever since then, all through this morning, all through this afternoon, I've been angry at just everybody. Because you know what I learned last night and today? That we got some miserable so-and-sos out here. We got some miserable people in this world. The fun police has no shortage of recruits. Like, why would people be telling the Minnesota Timberwolves to calm down last night? Why are you telling people who ain't been in the playoffs but 2 times in the last 18 years to act like you've been there before?
That's right.
They ain't been there before. They
haven't been there before.
They don't know how to act. They don't know any better. And so isn't this the purpose of the play-in? To be a precursor to the playoffs? So let them celebrate. Let them enjoy themselves. And the last people I want to hear from cracking jokes on the Timberwolves for partying like it's 1999 and going crazy and get nuts, it's people like LeBron James. It's people like Kyle Kuzma. Because you at home watching.
Yeah, you ain't done nothing.
So hush. Well, you've done something, but you ain't doing nothing this year but watching them. So, I mean, in a game in which Karl Anthony Towns scores 11 points, goes 3 of 11 from the field, fouls out with 7 minutes left, looks awful from jump. They looked overwhelmed at the beginning of the game. They were trailing by 10. And of course, Patrick Beverly gonna be on one because it's personal for him. So good for him, good for them, good for the Twin Cities, good for the Timberwolves. And I don't think they were celebrating the end of something. I don't think they were celebrating a culmination. They were celebrating the beginning. This was a jumping off point. So that's why they jumped on the table. Michael, I'm so glad you agree with me because I knew my boy Michael Holley is not going to show up here and be a grumpy old man.
No.
I knew you wasn't going to feel that way.
No, and first of all,
y'all overdoing it. Trying to be the fun
First of all, as you know this, and like 99% of the world doesn't know it, but you know it when I say that Patrick Beverly is my spirit animal. Okay, you know that's right here. That's in my lane. That's in my neighborhood. That's in my
That's
city.
How you played. That's how you
that
played.
Whole type,
you were an irritant.
That annoying, that troll, that irritant, that this dude just goes somewhere. He ain't even that good. He making a lot of noise for somebody who scores 7 points. Sit down somewhere. No. I really respect that. And you're absolutely right. Look, if they haven't won in years and years, it took everything they had. The last time they were in the playoffs, remember what it took? It was similar. It was pre-play-in. It was the last game of the year. Jimmy Butler was there. They had to beat, I think it was Denver, just to get the 8th seed. Everything they had just to get in the 8. And then 2004, we know what happened there. They went to the conference finals. They had KG, MVP, all that stuff. But, hey, it's been tough sledding in Minnesota for a long time. It's cold there. They ain't got a lot to cheer for. They make the playoffs with that team, a young team that has had a lot of L's over the years. Go ahead and do it. But I'm going to take it a step further. You know how much respect I have for the Memphis Grizzlies. We talked with Kelsey yesterday. Kelsey Wright Johnson. She said she'd much rather see the Clippers. I think the Grizzlies were rooting for the Clippers. This is a tough matchup, man. This is a tough matchup.
Oh, yeah, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Because it's two teams
and it's going to be
that's
close.
Young
it's going to be close.
And hungry. Oh, I agree. But if you don't mind, I like to stay in the moment because that's what the Wolves did last night. Because I'm still just kind of like annoyed that we've become so fixated on the finals. We've become so fixated on the end that we can't enjoy the journey, or worse, let somebody else enjoy the journey. I mean, look, I don't like Patrick Beverly personally. Well, not personally. I don't have anything personally against him. But he annoys me, and I ain't got to play against him.
I like it.
But I was happy for him last night. If you don't have that kind of energy for somebody in your life, God bless you. You've lived a charmed existence. If you don't want to tell somebody from your past to get the F out of here because they doubted you and discarded you. So Patrick Beverley deserved to jump on the scorer's table last night. He deserved to shed some Denzel Washington and Thug tears all at the same damn time last night.
Right. And here's the other thing, Mike. Just like from a game standpoint, just like respect, I'm talking about game, like industry, the industry. Look, I'll bet you, and I don't want to go too far, but I'll keep the number at like 10. I bet you there are 10 guys either in the G League, college basketball, or overseas. There are 10 guys who have more talent than Patrick Beverley. But Patrick Beverley keeps himself in basketball because of that mentality. This is like, I just respect the grind. Like, I love guys like this, not just because, you know, that was my whole thing.
You relate
way back when I played. But
most of us
just guys who go from team to team, guys who have played for like 7 teams in like 14 or 15 years. Like in basketball, I'll tell you another example, a guy who was like this. Rick Brunson. Remember Rick Brunson back in the day? Rick Brunson played for like, he must have played for like 7, 8 teams, but he just found a niche and was able to hang around and make himself relevant, whether it was, 18 minutes a game as a backup or 10 minutes or just holding down the bench going from place to place because he was just into it. He had ability. You got to have ability. It's not like you can be a scrub.
Sure.
But you got to have that next thing. So I have much respect for Patrick Beverley and bringing that to Minnesota because Minnesota, talent-wise, Karl Anthony Towns, #1 overall pick. Anthony Edwards, #1 overall pick. D'Angelo Russell, I think, was #2. They got
and
talent.
All-star. Yeah.
But they
need to learn how to win. Well,
that's it. Yeah, I'm feeling it.
And say what you want about Patrick Beverley. He's usually a part of winning teams. He may not be the driving force, but he's oftentimes the heart and soul of these winning teams. Going back to Karl Anthony Towns for a second. Today is 2 years since he lost his mother, Jackie. So context matters. We just showed the photo of him hugging Jordan Woods, and people use that image as a way to crack jokes like, I don't know that anybody should need an excuse to hug Jordan Woods, if I may say so. But nonetheless, that's personal for Karl Anthony Towns, given what he's gone through over the last 2 years. And the loss. The losses that he's experienced the last couple of years and what it's taken for him to get to this point. This is an all-NBA caliber player, an all-star player, greatest shooting big man of all time, who has been criticized. And last night certainly supported those criticisms, but as somebody that you can't win with him being your best player, okay? Anthony Edwards, that dude's 20 years old. What is he supposed to act like? He's 20. And the other thing about this play-in, what a rousing success for the play-in tournament. Because they won 46 games this year, double their win total from last year. And the play-in is designed so that this is not some fait accompli. This is not some formality where you're just punching your ticket in. You got to earn it on top of the 46 wins you had. And the alternative was a loss that would have put you in a win-or-go-home game where if you won, your reward is the Suns. So this wasn't a championship last night, but it was significant nonetheless, and that's the point of this play-in tournament exercise.
And Mike, you're so right off the top when you said, I hope we haven't gotten to this point where we're just above it all. Like, we act like we're not allowed to celebrate. We can't enjoy it because it's not the finals. So what's the point of that? We're paying attention. It's a big moment. It's something out of the ordinary. Why not celebrate? This is why this is one thing baseball gets right, and I know the traditionalists don't like it in baseball. Baseball gets it right. If it's a one-game playoff, the winner of that is kicking it. I mean, we popping bottles.
Champagne.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
One-game playoff. Then you
win a series. You popping champagne.
You win a series. Here we go.
Yeah. You popping champagne.
All you did is get yourself into the league championship series. Okay, league
college
championship
basketball.
series. Oh, we
all
doing
those
it
people
again.
who love college basketball, who love the purity of college basketball, and look how much these kids love it. And they celebrate after every win. You win too. You cutting down nets. You in the Sweet 16.
Right.
I mean, it's like last night. This was about grown men, relatively speaking. They're one of the youngest teams in the league, but grown men enjoying victory in a kid's game. And we got people that got the nerve enough to criticize him. What Sade said, never as good as the first time. For a lot of them, it's their first time doing anything like this. Or it's this group's first time doing anything like this as presently constituted. So props to the Wolves. I agree with you. It's going to be a tough series. I still like Memphis, but I do anticipate it being a long, tough series. And, you know, we've been talking at various points about these Wolves and how dangerous they were. And, I mean, highest scoring team in the league, you know, statistically the best starting five, I believe, in the league. They got a lot of things to like about them in the short term and the long term. I prefer the Grizzlies in this matchup, but it'll be nothing if not entertaining.
Can I just say one more thing before we get to that?
And then we'll pivot, and then we'll move on.
And not that I want to pay too much attention to the peanut gallery. And I know it's LeBron James. All right, LeBron James, you know, arguably, some say the greatest of all time, but may have to revisit that. I'm just saying. It's fluid. It's a fluid situation for me. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking more about it. I'm thinking more deeply. Yeah. For me. I'm thinking more about it. I may have to retract it. I may have to pull back. I'm gonna pull it back. Anyway, but LeBron James, multiple champion, multiple MVP. I know we're not going there. What I'm saying is, yes, he's got some credibility where he can make fun of people celebrating a playoff win.
Because he's been there.
But I do remember, but hold on. I remember him pre-championship. They beat the Celtics, I think, in the first round or second round. Second round. They beat the Celtics just to get to the conference finals. And they beat him in 5 games. At the end of the game, my man is over there with the ball. He's like, we talked about church before the show started. He's over there having one of those silent prayer moments. Man, y'all beat the Celtics. In the second round of the playoffs. Why are you getting so emotional? Why? Because it meant something to him. And he explained afterwards that the Celtics had been a thorn in his side, so getting by this obstacle was big to him. And so that's one. But Kyle Kuzma, so you gonna do that just because you were on LeBron James's team? You were on LeBron's team since you got a championship?
Understand LeBron, but the Kyle Kuzmas of the world, you can't get these jokes off. And look, I enjoyed the memes. I enjoyed the creativity that was displayed on Twitter, but I hated how serious some people were about criticizing the Timberwolves for going overboard.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.